Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Okay, so it's live now, and we needed Gita 2. So all of you joined the Gita course? Sorry, the Gita chanting, 3-hour chanting.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And then all of you saw the video of our land?
Yes.
Yes,
The road
Yes,
Prabhuji.
video?
Prabhuji.
We
That
did.
was shared on the admin group.
Correct, okay, good. All right, Hare Krishna. Let's just... What is this?
Today which chapter, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna?
No?
Chapter first today. Last time I just spoke about Prabhupada. I didn't take. Okay.
Gita book.
It's called.
So we are starting the Bhagavad-Gita, and this is called level to study. We are going back today to the
Which number shloka is this, Prabhuji?
Now this is the invocation of Gita. So we read about different, people chant so many things before Bhagavad Gita. This is a glorification of Gita from Baladev Vidyabhushan. Baladev Vidyabhushan is one of the greatest acharya in our parampara. In fact, Srila Prabhupada, when he writes Bhagavad Gita, he dedicates Gita to him. Satyananta Chintya Shakti Eka Pakshe Sarvadyakshe Bhakta Raksha Tidakshe Shri Govinda Vishwa Sargadi Kande Puna Nande Nityam Astam Matirme. Okay, I'll just read the translation. May your mind remain eternally fixed on Shri Govinda, who is the ultimate perfection of real, infinite, inconceivable powers, and who thus controls everything and who is expert in protecting devotees. He is also the root of creation, maintenance, and destruction of the universe, and who is full of bliss. This is from Baladev Vidyabhushan, glorification, before he starts his Bhagavad Gita. I offer my respects to Gita. He's offering respects to Gita, which is spoken by Lord, endowed with perfect qualities. It is a work by which the ocean of ignorance meets its complete end, and by which pure bhakti becomes fully nourished to the highest degree, and by which the supreme truth, normally unknown, difficult to understand, become eternally manifest. Nice. Just starting with a very advanced prayer by Baladev Vidyabhushan. Baladev Vidyabhushan was credited to writing the Govinda Bhashya. We have different Bhashya. He wrote Govinda Bhashya on the Brahma Sutras, explanation of the Brahma Sutras. So our line of teaching, you have to support it by Vedanta Bhashya. So it is already supported by Srimad Bhagavatam because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that is our Bhashya. But still, there was an instance where we were asked to write. We were asked to write a Bhashya, and Baladev Vidyabhushan wrote, that is known as Govinda Bhashya. Okay, small video on Prabhupada. Prabhupada is speaking essence of Gita.
We are at the present moment in our material condition. We are manufacturing ideas and being battle also. Because it is the business of the mind to create something and again reject. Mind is thinks, yes, let me do this. It will decide, oh, better not to do. This is called sankalpa vikalpa, deciding and rejecting. And this is due to our unsteady condition in the material platform. But when we decide to act according to the supreme consciousness, at that stage there is no such duality that let me do it or let me not do it. No. There is only one thing. Let me do it. Let me do it. Because it is sanctioned by the superior consciousness. The whole Bhagavad-Gita is based on these principles of life.
So you understood? Very nice, short. But the essence of Gita, act according to Krishna's instructions. Otherwise, let me do it, let me not do it. That is the one thing. Because it is sanctioned by the superior authority. That is Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna was speculating, I should do, I should not do, I should fight, I should not fight. This is not the way of actually working. The best way of working is you'll always be confused if you have that platform. When Prabhupada again and again asks why you are doing this movement, my guru ordered it. That's how it should be. Same way his disciples obey. Okay, very another line to say the whole Bhagavad Gita says. The Govinda Deva, in fact, Sambandha Abhidheya Prayojana, from there we derive this. The Govinda Deva is speaking the supreme science in Bhagavad Gita. And what is that? How to establish, re-establish our eternal loving relation to the service with Him. Krishna himself is saying, that is Bhagavad Gita, how we can connect back to Him. So what more do you need? Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is so sweet. The Lord personally, today we are suffering, we are lost in this world because we are disconnected from the Lord. And the Lord himself is teaching how do we connect back to Him. That is why Bhagavad Gita is so important. Okay, different voices in the Bhagavad Gita. These are different analysis. We have 700 verses, but 575 verses are spoken by Krishna. Arjuna speaks roughly 83 verses, mostly in chapter 1 and 11. Sanjaya speaks 41 verses, mostly in chapter 1 and then 2, 11 and 18. Sorry, some allergy. Dhritarashtra speaks just one verse. And that everybody knows, the first verse, Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samaveda yuyasavaha mamaka pandavas cheva kirmakurvat Sanjaya. And more than that, he neither understood anything, neither he spoke anything. And Arjuna had a unique position of having to sacrifice everything for Krishna, his own guru, his own guru to give him his own grandfather to just achieve Krishna's favor. But it's not unheard of and not unusual because which is so many people did actually previously. And Arjuna also in his eternal position of service to Krishna would have done without hesitation. He is nowhere less than Hanuman. So the hesitation was, I'll come to that. Why did he hesitate at the end? Prahlad Maharaj, he sacrificed his father, ignored. He ignored his instructions of his father not to worship Krishna, and finally, in front of him, his father died. Sorry. Still, he worshiped Krishna. I should be over a few minutes. That there's a Haryashvas and Bahulashvas were sent by Daksha to do some tapasya, and Narada met them. Haryashvas were 10,000 and Bahulashvas were 1,000. And all of them, all of them ignored the instruction of their father Daksha, and they surrendered to Krishna. So this is the history. It has an history. Chaturkumara's 4 sons of Brahma, and Brahma said, you have to produce children. So no, we're going to remain brahmachari. So they also ignored the instructions of their father, the sacrifice in this way for achieving Krishna. And Vibhishana ignored Ravana and he surrendered to Krishna. This is Ravana and Vibhishana. In the priest, we know that Dhruva Maharaj, he ignored Shukracharya and surrendered to Krishna. When Shukracharya gave some instruction that you don't have to give, he said, no, I'm going to give. So in that situation, he said, this has happened. Yagnik Brahmana Patnis, the Krishna sent the boys to beg food from the Yagnik Brahmanas. In Krishna book, they refused. They are more of karmakandi, doing rituals just for achieving heaven or something. And they could not understand the position of Krishna, but their wives were very devoted. And the moment they came to know Krishna, Balaram wants some food. So all the food they're preparing for the pleasure of Krishna, they gave it away. For the yagna, they just ran, even against the wish of their husband. In that way, they sacrificed their husband's orders. And then Bharat Maharaj left his family to surrender to Krishna. And in the forest, we told you the big instance of the deer. Raghunath Das Goswami also left his home, ignoring his family. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left his also family at a quite a young age. Lakshmana also ignored his comfort of the family. He didn't take his wife along when he went to Lord Rama. And then there is Bharat Maharaj also again. And then Prabhupada also. He left his family at a particular stage to fulfill the mission of his guru. Just 1 minute. So this is the chapter division into, I can divide into 7 parts. And I'll take one shloka from each part to illustrate as the chapter 1 goes. And then I will take some examples on Srimad Bhagavatam where we can expand the idea. That's the whole approach of this level 2 teaching. Not going very technical because that's what we did in our level 3, which is now which was previously level 2. There we are going to 108 important shlokas, but we saw people are disappearing for various reasons. One reason, they are not really serious. For level 2, simply they registered. Some people, genuine cases, they did and they found it difficult. So this will not be a very detailed study as number 3 and 4. So now, there are 7 parts. We can divide this first chapter. First chapter 1 to 13 is preparation for the war. We'll go into each one of them and some shloka for each of the 7 things. Number 2 is sign of victory. Number 3 is Krishna as Bhakta Vasala. I will see Krishna protecting his devotee. Number 4 is out of compassion of Arjuna. Arjuna feels there is no enjoyment in this war fighting. He now doesn't want to do this war. His feeling maybe he will do sin if he fights this war, and his feeling for the destruction of the family traditions. So these are the 7 reasons, 7 parts of the first chapter we can divide. This is basically more or less the thought flow of the first chapter. This is famous shloka, everybody knows. The first preparation for the war. Dhritarashtra, that's the only shloka he speaks in the Bhagavad-Gita. After that is Can't understand anything to ask anything. It's just, and I told you why the reason he's not able to understand a word of Gita, because he's envious of Krishna. How is he envious of Krishna? He's envious of the Pandavas who are devotees of Krishna. So in that way, indirectly he's envious of Krishna itself. And you cannot understand Bhagavad-Gita if you're envious of the Lord. Dhritarashtra Vacha Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samveta Yuyusavaha Mamaka Pandavas Cheva Kim Akurvat Sanjay. Dhritarashtra is inquiring. Dharma Kshetre is a holy place, so that is causing him a lot of anxiety because his sons are not so holy. Kurukshetra is a place of battle. Samveta, they have gathered together, Yuyusu to fight. And who? My sons and sons of Pandu. And after gathering, what did they do? Dhritarashtra is in great anxiety. What is happening there? So I discussed in the first chapter that he's more or less in Tamoguna, doing nothing when he can even stop the war, and simply crying his life for what he doesn't have, or what he is not entitled to also. Purpose is to say first deserve, then desire. He doesn't deserve to be the king and he wants to be the king artificially. Actually, he was just a caretaker. The kingdom belonged to Yudhishthira. But he had a desire. He never saw that he is not qualified because of not only his blindness, so many reasons he's not fit for the throne, but he wants to be on the throne. First deserve, then desire. But that is not his picture. Now there are signs of victory for the Pandavas, even though they are small in army. What is the main sign? Krishna is them personally on the chariot. Tata Shwete Haya Yukte Mahati Shandane Sthitau Madhava Pandavas Cheva Divya Shanko Pradhan Matuhu. Also playing on the conch shells, the sound. Conch shell signifies the presence of the Lord when you are doing Aarti. Okay, alert everybody, the Lord's Aarti is about to start. So it's all over because the Lord is personally there. And what does the conch shell signify? The presence of the Lord. Well, where it is? It's with the Pandavas. So they are the ones going to win the war. Arjuna Uvacha, Krishna as Bhakta Vasala. That's a very, very sweet, touching point here. Senayor Ubhayo Made Ratham Stapya Me Achyuta. Now, what does the word Achyuta mean? Achyuta means one who does not, Chuta, who does not fall down. That is Krishna. Now, how many of us think of a dream of a carrier as somebody's driver? Nobody wants to do. But Krishna is personally doing. His position does not deteriorate just because he's somebody's chariot driver. In fact, when Yudhishthira Maharaj did in Indraprastha, the Rajasuya Yagna, Krishna took charge of washing the feet of people who have come for the program and taking. Just imagine. So it's not easy to Krishna, because Krishna doesn't, his position doesn't become down just because he's chariot driver of Arjuna. It's not that Krishna becomes small now. No. Therefore he says, Krishna, you are Achyuta. You are infallible. You are driving a chariot, but still you remain the Supreme Lord. Krishna in his childhood was playing with the cows. It doesn't become less. Brahma got confused. He thought, who is this boy? Taking care of cows. How can he be the Lord? But he forgot the Lord's position does not decrease just because he takes care of the cows or drives somebody's chariot. He still remains the Supreme Lord. Therefore, he is called Achyuta. Oh, infallible one, please draw my chariot between two armies so that I may see who is present here, the desire of the fighting, and with whom I must contend the great battle at him. So Krishna is Bhakta Vasala proved here. For his devotee, he can do anything. Anything. He even became messenger for him. Or the Pandavas went for the peace offer on behalf of Yudhishthira Maharaj, going as a messenger for Yudhishthira Maharaj. He does any service for his devotees. Many times people are very hesitant. When you say you have to serve the Lord, serve her, they don't like that idea of service because they think service is exploitation. No, service to Krishna is done out of love. It is not out of exploitation. So now comes various reasons Arjuna does not want to fight. The first reason is compassion. Tan samiksha sakaunteya sarvan bandhun avastitan Kripaya paraya vishto vishidan idam abrahit. One of the reason Arjuna doesn't want kripaya. Kripa means compassion. With the destruction of the dynasty, eternal family tradition is vanquished and the rest of the family becomes involved with the relation. We can mark it bold. And the second level is enjoyment. He says, what's the fun in this war? We discussed this in level 1 also. Na cha shreya anupashyami hatva sajanamahave na kangshe vijayam Krishna na cha rajyam sukhani cha. Na cha shreya anupashyami. I don't find what is good in this war. Why should I do? I don't find any fun. Shreya. What is the benefit, ultimate benefit in this war? Hatva sajanamahave, killing my own relatives. How am I going to enjoy? Na kangshe vijayam Krishna. I don't want any victory. Na rajyam, na sukhani. I don't want all these things. This another reason Arjuna doesn't want to fight. The third one, he feels it is sin. Papam. The word is visible in the first one only. He feels this is going to be sin. Is going to be sin. In the previous one, Arjuna's point was Shreya. What is the benefit? He doesn't find what is the benefit, what is going to gain by fighting this war. Good. Natashe anupashyami. He feels it is sin. And he's on a compassion, he does not want to fight. The word kripa means mercy. And Shreya, what is ultimate good in this war? Why should I do this war? And papam, he feels it is sin. Sin will overcome, obviously, such aggressors. Prophet was to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friend. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband and god of the fortune, and how we could be happy by killing our own kinsmen? And then kulakshaya pranashanti kuladharma sanatana dharmanaste kulam Krishna adharma abhivavati uta. Destruction of the family tradition. Kulakshaya pranashanti kuladharma. The family traditions, kuladharma. They say, my kula deity, that term is there already. And is very worried. If he fights this war, then family traditions will be destroyed. Kula dharma. Because the samskaras which come down from one generation to another generation will be not passed away because father is killed in the war. And at home, mother is also in a difficult position without husband. She is also unprotected. There is no protector now. And finally, he is confused. Na chaitat vidmaha kataram nagariyo yadva jayema yadiva na jayeyo. I don't know, I should fight or I should not fight. I'm confused. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. The sons of Dhritarashtra, with the killed, we should not care to live, are not standing before us on the battlefield. Duryodhana doesn't care about killing our Pandavas. He's happy. But Arjuna is a gentleman. He's saying he's my brother-in-law. How can I kill him? It's not good. So he is behaving in a very soft attitude. And we discussed this many times. There are 5 reasons. This 5th reason comes second chapter at the beginning. So I'm including it in the discussion of the first chapter, making it part. So we have discussed this in the first chapter of summary also, previously when we did Gita 18 course. That 5 reasons Arjuna doesn't want to fight out of compassion. He doesn't feel any good is there in this war. He feels it is sin, papam. He feels that it lead to destruction of family traditions because children are untrained. And then he is confused whether I should do or not do this war. I discuss. Now comes Arjuna's surrender, and I'll take from this point the rest of the discussion today, that actually we should have to take shelter of Krishna. All of us are in dilemma and a difficult position for all of us, and we need to take shelter, just like Arjuna did. And this paragraph is true for us also. Karparna dosha. And if you look into our heart, if you look, we said nobody can wake up a man pretending to sleep, but somebody not like that will find it difficult. Karparna dosha upahata svabhavaha. Miserly weakness, dosha, has afflicted my consciousness. It's true for all of us. You sit down and analyze. If you analyze the previous day, so many activities I did of kama, so many activities due to krodha, lova, moha, mada, matsarya. All the six were hitting my consciousness. So I'm very embarrassed by my stage of consciousness. Karparna dosha upahata svabhavaha. Very embarrassed. And Arjuna is feeling embarrassed. Karparna dosha, miserly weakness, afflicted my consciousness. It is true for us also, more true for us. Arjuna is not what is there, his heart is golden. But for us, Prichami Tvam Dharma Samuda Chetaha. And because of this, Hare Krishna, because of this, I am coming to you, Krishna, and please explain to me what is my duty, how I should act now. I am in difficult position. Some miserly weakness has afflicted my consciousness, which is true. So what I should do? Therefore, we chant, when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, we chant helplessly. My Lord, I'm not able to manage this. My mind is a mess. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yashreyaha. You tell me what is ultimately good for me. Nishchitam, definitely good for me. Bruhi, please say, my Lord. Shishya, I am a disciple. Sadimam Tvam Prapanam. Shadimam, please instruct me. Tvam Prapanam. I take your shelter. So this shloka I've been telling, and I told the course also, with deep in our heart, we should admit the situation. And I am also afflicted with miserly weakness. I do not know what steps I should take, dharma, to come out of this mess that I'm in. And we want what is the best thing for me to do, and definite and clear thing. And we pray to the Lord, please instruct me, I'm your disciple. This should be our prayer if you want to understand Bhagavad Gita. And this is the way, in the same mood we should take, taking shelter of Krishna. Now, expanding on this idea, taking shelter of Krishna, Arjuna is not doing something which is unusual and first time in the history. Very standard thing. Actually, he is the person to always take shelter, nobody else. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Varja. Take only Mam Ekam, me only. Don't have to take shelter of any Devi Devata, that's not going to help you. Mam Ekam, only me, you take shelter. Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna gives the final instruction. So here is, Gajendra. In fact, he was in a place of Devatas. A lot of Devatas are around. They wanted to protect him. There was a funny war which went for a long time. When a war like this will catch anybody's attention. Both are trying to pull each other. Gajendra is trying to bring the elephant crocodile on water from the land. And if he comes on the land, few steps, he'll finish that crocodile. And the crocodile wants to keep him in water because then he cannot fight. If he comes to land, it'll be tough for him. So there's a big war going on. A tussle went for a long time. And all the devatas are watching. And Gajendra's prayer was to the Supreme Lord. You come. Mam Ekam. He was praying to Krishna to give him shelter and protection, not the devatas. And when Krishna came, Narayana came in the form of Narayana. He said, I don't want to stay in this world. Don't say me to stay in this world. Take me back to your eternal kingdom. So that is what is this beautiful pastime. I think everybody knows Gajendra Moksha. Even Brahma prayed to Krishna. That is in Krishna book we read. The Brahma stole all the coward boys just to see who's Krishna. And Krishna duplicated all the coward boys and the calves by Narayana expansions. And they played the role of the calves and the boys for 1 year. And Brahma came back after 1 year to see how Krishna is managing. I stole everything away. He wanted to test his divinity, and Krishna had duplicated. And Brahma was ashamed of what he tried to do and tried to disturb the Lord's Leela, which he could not do. But out of his foolishness, he said he did a great offense to Narayana. And he understands Krishna is the same Narayana whom he had prayed to come to solve the problem. And he's offering prayers now. So even Brahma prays to take shelter of Krishna. So Arjuna did not unusual. When Gajendra did it, Brahma did it, Indra did it. Indra, threw so much water in Vrindavan because he became so upset that Krishna is not encouraging the puja of Indra. Krishna is not needed. You directly worship me. Why you have to waste your time worshipping Devi Devatas? That's a Govardhan Leela. Why you want to do that? Come directly to Krishna. And Indra got very angry and upset. In fact, people ran to Krishna. Should we try to pacify him? He's so angry. Krishna says, not needed. Not needed. Let him be angry. So generally, Devatas are actually very happy, generally. But in a rare exception, suppose Devata is out of his pride, feeling neglected, offended, and Krishna says, still you can ignore it. No need. Directly worship me. And here is all the Devatas and Bhudevi had gone to pray. All the Devatas together are praying to the Lord to come and solve the problem of the earth, which Bhudevi had reported. Here, everybody is there. And this is another place. Actually, generally they pray. When they pray, they get darshan of Krishna. Like this, Krishna comes and he becomes visible. And Lakshmi Narayana becomes a Shirodaksha Vishnu, ocean of milk where the Lord resides. And he gives darshan. Generally, when they go and offer Purushokta prayers and pray, he is the boss of the universe. The universe is managed actually by Shirodaksha Vishnu. Devata that have appointment letter from him and they report to him. They all are reporting and they get darshan. They're very happy. But this time, Krishna did not give darshan. Rather, he spoke to Brahma within the heart. That is his choice. And then when Krishna came within the womb of his mother, Devaki, all the Devatas used to daily come and offer prayers. And there's a prison of Kamsa. Even the prison of Dwapara Yuga is better than our house in Kali Yuga. Look at it. Generally think of prison means, all broken walls. We think it is like that. So here all the Devatas are coming and offering prayers to Krishna. And here it is not only Devatas, all the great sages like Narada have come and offering prayers, morning, evening, Aarti. Now, having now finished today what we have done till now, we first offered some prayer as Baladeva Vidyabhushan to Krishna and Bhagavad-Gita. Then after that, what did we do? We had an interesting point that sacrifice for Krishna that Arjuna was expected to do was not unusual. It had happened many people in the past. Arjuna also has to sacrifice his so-called cousins and they have to be punished. Krishna wants them to be punished for what they did. Doesn't matter. They are his cousins. What they have done, they deserve punishment. So nothing unusual. It has already happened in the history. Prahlad Maharaj was not sad when in front of his father was killed. And he ignored his father's instruction not to worship Krishna. He totally ignored it. Sons of Daksha, there were 10,000 Haryashvas and later 1,000 Baulvasha. They also ignored Daksha's order to become kings and to produce children, become family men. They took sannyas. Chatur Kumaras were ordered by Brahma to take sannyas, to become family men and produce children. They refused. They're the first people who were brahmacharis against the wish of the parents. Generally, parents want children to also get married and produce children like them. But they were the first sons who refused to do that. Older brother, Vibhishana ignored the instruction of Ravana. And then Bali Maharaj ignored the instruction of Shukracharya. And Yagnik Brahmana Patnis ignored the instruction of the husbands and they took everything to offer to Krishna. And then Raghunath Das Goswami, Bharat Maharaj, Lord Chaitanya left their family to surrender to Krishna. So this is not something unusual that Arjuna is going to do. It has happened in the history. But one thing is there. If Arjuna was not bewildered, the Bhagavad-Gita would not have come out. That was the reason this all happened. Krishna's Yogamaya created the situation. And we divided the chapter into 7 parts and we took instruction, one shloka from each part. That's what we have done till now. And finally, we showed how Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. And I said, the same mode we should surrender to Krishna if we want to understand Bhagavad Gita. And then we took the example. It's not unusual surrender to Krishna in helpless cries of Gajendra or of Brahma offering prayers or taking shelter. It's Indra himself taking shelter. Airavata is giving one bath to Krishna, trying to appease Krishna because of offense that happened. And this is the Devatas now offering praise to Krishna. There's this Krishna. Generally, Krishna is a Narayana form resides there. There is Shirudaksha Vishnu. There is no difference between Krishna and Shirudaksha Vishnu, same person. And here we see that Devatas are offering praise to Krishna even in the womb of the Mother Devaki. Now, this much we have come to the see. Now, we conclude therefore that Arjuna's asking questions, getting confused whether he should fight or not is unusual. He is nowhere less than Hanuman. Hanuman hesitating to serve Lord Rama not is unusual. There is no question when the order from the Lord is there for a great bhakta like Arjuna to even think whether I should do or not. It is because of Krishna. Krishna does it. Why? So that Gita can come out. A similar instance happened to Arjuna's grandson. So today I'm going to tell something about Bhagavatam and then we have a little discussion. Arjuna's son was Abhimanyu, died in the battle. His son was Parikshit. And Parikshit Prostam was a child. Mother was already pregnant when the husband died. Uttara was carrying the child and Abhimanyu died. And Krishna protected Parikshit Maharaj because Ashwatthama even tried to kill that child. Krishna protected. So he could bear the heat of Brahmasa in the womb. He's not an ordinary child. Krishna protected him, but he's also not an ordinary child. But he had gone to the forest once, and there he felt a little thirsty. Had to get so disturbed because of thirst. A man who previously could bear the heat of Brahmasa, later now, the 7 days not going to take drop of water. He's not an ordinary person. For him to get so disturbed and angry for the small few minutes is unusual. Therefore, Acharya's reason that is also by Krishna's potency. Because he being a great person like this, neither should have got so disturbed just because of a little water or not even offend a great sage. In a stage of disturbance to ignore a respect he should due to offer to a great sage. Unusual, impossible. Only happened again because of Krishna's will, just like Arjuna got bewildered. Why? Because of that, Bhagavatam is going to come out. That is the reason. So he had come to the forest and he was ruling quite comfortably, strongly. And one day he had come to the forest and he became extremely thirsty, was looking for water. He saw a hermitage, small hermitage like this. In fact, my colleagues are telling me that I built a education atmosphere in the campus. So I said, I can build kuti like this for people to stay, but one thing, it is difficult to maintain and it's also too austere. So just working out with the architects, how to make a place. You get a full Vedic setting. Because having started this course and also been teaching for maybe 2 decades, I expect a lot of people will come as students in this campus. What temple you are building. So to make an education feel in the campus. Because I'm not in a city like Bombay, Bangalore, where crowd will be there. There not be kind of this crowd on weekdays. So how to utilize the whole campus? It can have education atmosphere. People can come, stay there and learn the scriptures like many ISKCON temples have done. So anyway, how to build. So you can see in a kuti, Samvika Rishi is sitting peacefully and in the meditation on the Lord. And Parikshit Maharaj cannot notice that. He comes and actually shouts. In fact, that's what happened to Gajendra also. He was the king in the Dumna and some Rishi came to his ashram and he said, can you give me some water? And he was in meditation. He ignored. And the Rishi thought he's feigning, ignoring. Just like in a bus when sometimes ladies climb. Ladies seat, we have to give a seat. What we do, we close eyes. I didn't see a lady as well. Sometimes a woman walks with a child. Immediately you're supposed to give the seat. And I've seen people don't want to give the seat. They close their eyes as if they didn't see that. The same way as if I didn't see you. He was feigning ignorance, Samvika Rishi. But actually he was not. He was actually absorbed in samadhi on the Lord with a great devotee. And Parikshit Maharaj, somehow with the Lord's arrangement, became unconscious of that simple fact. And in anger, you saw a dead snake lying outside. He said, can you give me water? And he was like, meditation. Hey, I told you, no, give me water. And he's still absorbed. He didn't hear him. So he took a dead snake outside and put on his neck. That's how you worship me? The same way I'm going to worship you. And which is a great insult to do for a sage. And when Parikshit Maharaj was coming back, he was introspective, just like his grandfather Arjuna, very introspective. Arjuna was thinking again and again, fight or not the war, introspective. That's a good quality of a great person. And Arjuna, another great quality, in the difficulty, he took shelter of a higher authority, like Shukamuni, to guide him. That is a mark of a great person. So Arjuna took shelter of Krishna, a great personality, to guide him what he should do. Similarly, Parikshit Maharaj also is going to difficulty now, and he takes shelter of a higher authority. So he is now in the situation, and when he comes back on the way, he's introspective and analyzing what has happened, thinking about it again and again, and he's feeling, no, I did a mistake. The sage must be in meditation. What did I do, my Lord? And he prays to the Lord, very interesting prayer. Please punish me so severely that I do not do such a mistake again in my life. Severe punishment. Punishment should be severe. Not like in a school. Just imagine one child goes to the teacher. Teacher, I'm sorry, I'm late. Another child goes. He doesn't say that. He said, my dear child, my dear teacher, I'm sorry, I'm late. May I have one request? What? Please punish me so severely that I come for time for your class again. That's a perfect student. That's the way it should be. Sorry for small children. Elder people, we should feel. Therefore, people, when they make a mistake, elderly people, they do prayashita. I should not do that. Again. Anyway, so he's thinking some severe suffering should be there for him, so that is such stupid man I am. I don't do such a mistake again of insulting a great sage. And the Samika Rishi had a son with name Shringi. And when he was doing this act, Parikshit Maharaj, somebody noticed what is happening. And he ran to Shringi and he said, you know what has happened? What? Your father has been insulted today. Oh, really? Who did that? A king. I don't care, a king or whoever. What did he do? No, he put a dead snake on the neck of your father. Oh, now they become so proud, these people. I'm going to give Shapa to him. And he had anybody following rules and regulations get capacity to bless or capacity to Shapa. Even though he's only a 12-year-old boy, he was devotee or not devotee, he was definitely proud having done what he did, but had tapas. He was doing tapas. Just like we hear about Durvasa Muni having capacity to bless or curse because you have tapas. We have punya in your pocket. You can distribute, you can bless. So, he decides to give Shapa, and he gives a Shapa 7 days. A snake, not ordinary snake, powerful snake will come and bite you to death. Flying snake. Powerful. And Parikshit Maharaj, when he comes back home after giving that curse to that, in front of friends, as a matter of boasting, he does it. And he comes in front of the father, Shringi. Son name is Shringi, Samika Rishi. So Shringi comes in front of the father to see what's happening. You see a dead snake on his neck. And he starts crying. And his father, with the loud cries, he opens his eyes finally. He said, my dear child, why are you crying? Dead snake. So it's a big deal about it. Takes a dead snake and throws it aside. Very calm, very peaceful person. He doesn't take any of. That's a mark of a Brahmana. Brahmana should not get upset when he's insulted. That's the quality of Brahmana. If he's getting insulted, he's not a Brahmana, he's a Kshatriya. That means he wants prestige. Brahmana doesn't want, he only wants knowledge. He's not after comforts, physical or mental, of this world. He's living in a hut. Brahmanas in the Vedic times would live in a hut, embracing poverty, even though he doesn't need to. He's extremely intelligent. Because he's not concerned about physical welfare. He's concerned about spiritual welfare. Brahma janati iti Brahmana. He was a qualified great sage. So then, my dear child, no, Papa, you know what I've done? I cursed that king to death for 7 days. Why? Such a great king. Oh my God. Now what can be done? It has happened. He understands there is sanction of the Lord. You should not have done that, my dear child. It's not correct. Then you start praying to Narayana. Please forgive my son. He has done such a great sin. Forgive us. for doing such a great sin, for cursing such a king to death. And then he now sends somebody to inform the king that this has already happened now. What can be done? These 7 days you're going to die. So peaceful. And the king received the message. He's also very peaceful. He's not, no, I didn't deserve this. No, nothing. Is peaceful, very peaceful. When certain things come as will of the Lord, we can see the will of the Lord. He could have counter curse. I'm not going to do that. I'm a Kshatriya. I cannot counter curse a Brahmana. I can repel the curse. No, 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 no. I'll accept it. I was even looking for a severe, strict punishment. And he looks from all angles. His son is ready to rule. This looks a Lord will to bring me to get near to his lotus feet. It would have taken a lot of time. Now looks like Krishna has some plan. And he hands over throne to his son. You know, we had a similar instance. Kamsa came to know he's going to die from the 8th child, 8 years later, roughly. But he became so disturbed. He tried to kill his sister first and then kill all the 6 elder sons of Krishna. Elder brothers of Krishna. Crazy had become, crazy. So that is what happens to us when we are scared of death. Fear of death, we lose all qualities. And Parikshit Maharaj was not scared of death, remained peaceful. Did not embrace adharma to get what his destiny doesn't want to give him. He should be happy with whatever God gives us. But he was, Parikshit Maharaj, very happy and peaceful. And he went to the shore of the Yamuna and he sat down. And you know that's happened. And the greatest of the sages at that time, son of Vedavyasa, Shukamuni comes. And the same way Arjuna is taking shelter of Krishna and asking questions, he also takes shelter of Shukamuni and asks questions. That's what we should do in our life. We should also I want to take Krishna, take your shelter and ask my question. That is what we need to do to advance the spiritual life. But you cannot see Krishna directly. So some representative of Krishna you have to take, coming in Guru Parampara. He is going to guide you. So here is the Parikshit Maharaj taking shelter of Shukamuni to guide him. And the 2 verses I have taken from that, just see to show this Arjuna's grandson. Same spirit Arjuna took shelter, he is also taking shelter. Anyatha te vyakta gater darshanam naha katham nrinam nitaram miyamananam samsiddhasya vani yashaha. Otherwise, without being inspired of Lord Krishna, how is it that you have voluntarily appeared here? He says, you have come here not because of me, because the Pandavas were very dear to Krishna. And Krishna protects even the devotees of his devotees. I am just a grandchild of the Pandavas. But Krishna was so obliged to the Pandavas because of the pure devotion. He is protecting even me. Sometimes it does happen, devotees are worried when they serve Krishna. What will happen to my relatives, my family responsibility? Krishna takes care. Krishna also helps you when you surrender to Krishna to take care of your situation. The same way he says, Krishna is going to take care of me because of Pandavas, not because of me. What is this miracle? The greatest of sage, Shukamuni, at this time on earth, the greatest sage on earth at that time, has come to guide me at the moment of my death. Otherwise, without being inspired by Lord Krishna, how is it that you have voluntarily appeared here talking to Shukamuni? Though you are moving incognito to the common man and not visible to us on the verge of death. Shukamuni was roaming at his own free will and he lands exactly at the spot. Just Parikshit Maharaj just now left his throne and is sitting and a lot of sages surrounding him. The bit of confusion, what he should do, only 7 days are remaining. And he told people already, he made a decision. I'm not going to eat for 7 days, not taking a drop of water. I want to prepare myself spiritually. This is ordained by the Lord, death which is coming within 7 days. So please guide me what I should do. So sages are discussing what he should do. At that time, Shukamuni landed up. So he says, this mercy that you're showing, I don't deserve. It is because of my grandparents who are very great devotees. That's the nature of a great person. He says the word, Shatra Bandhavaha. I'm not a qualified Kshatriya. I'm just related to great Kshatriyas like Pandavas. And Krishna is so kind to me. Ata prichavi samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum purushasyeha yat karyam Miyamanasya sarvatha. You are the supreme, you are the spiritual master of the great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging you to show the way for perfection for all person, especially for one who is about to die. So Shukamuni is a great sage, very, very great personality. So I beg you, what? Please show a way of perfection for all persons. What I should what the duty, particularly for a person about to die. Like Arjuna was saying, my Lord, please tell me what is my duty. Can I proceed to this war? Same way, his grandson is going to ask a similar question. What is my duty? And answer to this question, 18,000 verses of Bhagavatam was spoken because there was 7 days time. And Bhagavad-Gita was just hardly any time, hardly half an hour, only 700 verses. And there is 18,000 verses. You can calculate. Okay, now a small video from Prabhupada and I close.
I have no personal qualification, but I simply try to satisfy my life. My Guru Maharaj asked me that if you get some money to print books, that's what I'm stressing on this point. Where is book? Where is book? So kindly help me. This is my request. It is simply awake. This spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness, is already there in everyone. Otherwise, how this European, American, other foreign country boys and girls they are taking? It is already there. Simply, it has to be awake by this transcendental vibration. The transcendental vibration, just like we are chanting, this is one vibration. And these books are bigger vibration. This when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, a few words, people can hear, here is Hare Krishna. But my Guru Maharaj used to say that this is Brihad Mridanga. Mridanga, that drum you sing. That is small Mridanga. If I beat on this drum, maybe a few words people can hear from few words. But this is, the books are distributed. It can go from country to country, from continent to continent. Actually, it is so happy. So our only happy is that all booksellers, all publishers may come forward and cooperate with us and distribute the transcendental literature.
See the devotee. This month actually also the month of marathon in ISKCON, this summer month, because of Corona to some extent is restricted. Otherwise, this month there is a competition internationally between temple to distribute Gita, international. And this is I've taken Delhi because Delhi wins it every year. 5 lakh Gitas they do, just 1 month distribution, not just giving free. They sell. Yes. Okay. So at least in this month, please try to distribute Gitas instead of giving all this, sweets. What person will eat and will forget it. Or, people give what else, some dry fruits, some sweets, some so-called New Year gifts. Some people even gift liquor. Instead of all that nonsense, you give Bhagavad-Gita, that will stay whole life with the person. At least in India, it's not so bad. Nobody's going to throw Gita. You're going to keep it respectfully. And someday, it is said, these books are like time bombs. Somebody reads one day, his life will change. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody. Okay. So it is simple, at the same time, not too detailed. So I actually went very detailed where I started 108 important shlokas I'll teach. People say, that is very tough. So I had to make this level 2 thinking in a way. It is understandable and adds up to what I taught you in level 1. And Hare Krishna Mataji would like to add some observation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Very wonderfully put together the whole chapter, the summary. I really like the point that you emphasized about, the controversial behavior between Parikshit Maharaj and Kamsa. When Parikshit Maharaj knew that he is going to die in 7 days, he took the shelter of Sutta Goswami. He took it as a will of the Lord, and like he prepared. He had 7 days. He prepared for his next life. Versus Kamsa, as soon as he heard that he is going to die from the eighth child, which is not going to be in 7 days. He had so many years to live. And as soon as he heard that he is going to die, everybody knows what he did to Devaki and Vasudev. So this is definitely a good example of how devotees or God conscious people uh, take whatever comes to their life as the will of God, and prepare for the next life, versus people with the demoniac mentality. They think they are the God, and actually they try to oppose those
Yes,
decisions. And
it's natural to protect the life. That's natural for every living entity. But when you, as a devotee, we lose fear of death. Then we show great qualities. The moment fear is there in our personality, we lose to show any quality. Then we become easily degraded. The fear of death has to go away.
right, right. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. um, can I ask a question, or
Yeah, Mataji, you can ask a question. Janaki Mataji is there. She's our best uh, moderator. I missed her for a long time. Well, maybe 2 months. Mataji has been busy. She is saving all corona patients psychologically. Anna Mataji, you still do that?
Yeah, we still do that, but then the numbers have come down, and I think that's good news for us as a country, and as well as for all of
She
us.
was giving psychological help to people who, get depressed because they get corona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
right.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you. So, Prabhuji, can you give the sloka number, the last two sloka that you quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam, Anyatha te vyakta
Okay.
gater, and the other one is Atta
That is,
Prichami.
yeah, that is, I took, you can locate that, Mataji, in the last chapter of the first canto. This beautiful instance of Bhagavatam comes in, where Shukamuni lands up. You're all able to see, no? Yeah.
Yes,
So
Prabhuji.
Bhagavatam, if you open the Bhagavatam, what happened? So if you open the Bhagavatam and go to the last chapter of the first canto, you see that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You can see this line, 37th verse. अतः पृच्छामि संसिद्धिम योगिनाम परमम गुरुम पुरुष सेह यत कार्यम म्रियमानस्य सर्वथा. You are the spiritual master, great saints and devotees are therefore begging you to show the way of perfection of all persons, especially of one who is about to die. He has taken the decision, but he wants more strength. So can kindly give me shelter, guide me. Please let me know what man should hear, chant, remember, and worship, and what he should not do. Please explain all this to me. O powerful Brahmana, it is said that you hardly stay in the house of men long enough to milk a cow. Shukamuni was so great sage. You should just drink, these are all extraordinary people. This should just be inspired. And don't even think of imitating. Proper. Some people love austerity. When they hear that, the first thing they want to try. In fact, many communities, the Purohit, it happens in my community at my home. They don't take anna. They only live on milk and fruits. So that's, people get attracted to these austerities, but live normal life, please. Focus on chanting instead of focusing on all that. But it is he should just drink in the morning little milk. That's it. Go, everybody will have at least half a dozen cows previously sitting. And he go to walking, he in morning time, 4 o'clock, approach somebody's house, just stand there. Just can he help me? So what? Little milk. And the person is anyway milking the cow. Oh, you want milk? And he will just give him some few palmful of milk. Hare Krishna. All the food for the day. Oh, food problem over. Finished. Just imagine whole day we keep thinking what to eat, what to eat. But don't imitate this. Just appreciate the principle and bow down. And so the king thus spoke and questioned the sage using sweet language. The great sage and powerful personality, son of Vyasdeva, who knew the principle of religion, began his reply. I can, if you want, give Shukamuni's reply. It will take me 15-20 minutes. Amazing reply. Amazing. Maybe I do that later. Let us take any other questions are there. Maybe that I can complete with that. You'll love to hear. Shukamuni is one of the greatest sage in the history. And how he's going to reply to Parikshit proves his, he proves by his result. He speaks very wonderfully now. Second canto, first 5-6 verses are jewels, his statements.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And just one curiosity. So you said, you are probably doing level 3, level 4 type of class for Bhagavad Gita also. So is there a opportunity to join those classes to get into more detail?
Yeah, that we are doing
Understood.
actually every Saturday. I've decided now I'll not take any level 1 class on Saturday and Sunday. What was happening they have seen me, they were sympathizing with me, 9 classes. It's not difficult to do, you cannot get time to do, even breathe them. So Sunday I'll keep free for, actually these classes will be for new people, just finished their course. They will come on Sunday. And the people who are senior, they can come on Saturday. And Saturday we do few shlokas, 1 or 2 shlokas, and discuss deeply of Bhagavad Gita with all angle from Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, which we are doing. But new people found it very tough. They said it's too detailed. So I had to create a buffer in between the first course and the third. And then the fourth is Bhakti Shastri course, which I'm waiting to launch. And that for me also really great learning, because I will be doing it first time, teaching this course, and got all the material. But I'm waiting for sufficient numbers. So some 11 people have done Prabhupada Ashraya. And they, maybe if I announce, maybe 20-30 people, maybe now. But I thought bigger batch will be better to start with.
So,
So
Ambika,
Prabhuji, is it possible for to get the information for the Saturday class for level 3, level 4?
Yes, we will. Mataji, you can write a mail to me. You know my mail ID, I think. Uh,
Yes.
just write a mail. I will send you the links of those groups.
Okay,
You can
thank
join
you.
one of the
Thank you,
groups.
Prabhuji.
There are 4 groups in that. Any one of them. According to time. There is a 5 o'clock morning, afternoon 1 o'clock, then evening 5:30, and late night 9:15. There are 4 groups.
yeah.
Okay.
So I can just add a word, Ambika Mataji and all the rest of the participants here on this group. Prabhuji, with your permission, may I?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I was also part of this Bhakti Vriksha, the earlier batch. Of course, I couldn't continue, as Prabhuji just said, because of other commitments. It was really, really it was really too intense. And I quite support what Prabhuji, inferred, that many people dropped out because it's very intense. So I think it's better to go step by step through this process. This session, let me tell you, Prabhuji, this was fabulous. Very different from the previous way you did the Bhakti Vriksha. It was suddenly, the jump from that 18-day course to the intense thing was too sharp. And I quite therefore understand why many people dropped out. So I think this was fabulous, absolutely fabulous, Prabhuji.
In website designing, they call plain vanilla. You can easily have it.
Yeah, fabulous. So thank you, Prabhuji.
And it has to improve, but we can, some idea, the same line, I will develop the chapters.
Yeah.
And original. This is original. I
Yeah.
did not, there are so many presentations available, and they're very technical. So I said, no, they're not ready for that.
Yeah. So Prabhuji, there are some questions here for you. I'll pick up one which is very witty, which I liked it. So I'm just going to pick that up. This is from, this is from Vanishri Mataji. She says, why do ISKCON people, don't shave their head? She says around the world, she has seen everyone with the shaven head. So she wants to know, why is it that everyone does this across the ISKCON group?
Why this is, well, generally, not only for ISKCON, for any sadhus in all sampradayas, head is shaven. Even Mayavadi, they shave their. See, basically, we sacrifice for Krishna, because, hair means then this style, this style, this style, all style is over, and what do you say? Hare Krishna, Mamta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat pranams to everyone.
Thank you, Mataji. So, with the shaving head, even people do when they go to Tirupati, they shave their head. They sacrifice their beauty.
Yeah.
Also, what happens when the girls see us, they know this is not, he's not interested on another line. So we are, in one sense, see, lawyer has a dress, doctor has a dress, that's the dress of a relationship, a shaven head.
Super. So, Prabhuji, here's another question. It says, does dharma means duty or does dharma mean righteousness?
Dharma. Savai pumsa paro dharma. There's so many ways dharma is defined. Yata bhakti. The dharma actually, the simple meaning you said correct, duty. And but what duty now? Because I am the soul, I am not the body. So there are two duties now. One duty coming because of the soul, one duty coming because of the body. So person generally tries, it doesn't clash. So when I was working in Infosys, I was trying to do something for my livelihood, but it was affecting my duty as a soul. That atmosphere was too suffocating for me. So I always we sacrifice for the higher duty, the lower duty. So, and I gave you the example, Vibhishana, it is his duty to listen to his elder brother. He gave it away because it was clashing with his service to Lord Rama. Similarly, I give you a list of examples. It does happen sometimes. Person has to make a tough choice. But generally, people organize in such a way that this doesn't clash. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, and that's Tane Sito. You stay wherever you are. No need to create a social disturbance or jumping here and there in Kalyuga. These are just more become an inspiration than stay wherever you are and peacefully just hear about the Lord.
Yeah.
So you said there is one example of dharma is duty. So righteousness will come together then.
Okay, so the next question is, I think this is something that most people always ask and would like to know. This question is, when would I get to know or understand all the shlokas of Gita? Because in the courses that we have done so far, we are only taking a few shlokas at a time.
Yeah, see what happens. You have to read yourself.
Exactly.
No spoon feeding. You have to sit down. See what we do in Bhakti Shastri course, and here are Matajis, Mamata Matajis, done Bhakti Shastri course. There, and I have the books in front of me. What we do is that we take every shloka and interconnections also, and even write a thesis on each shloka and implementation in our personal life. It's a rigorous, but the point is that what you're looking is not even that. You're not looking for that. That will take too much time, and people may not be mostly interested in that. What you want to know, every shloka, word meaning, you have to do it yourself. Don't expect somebody to spoon feed you. The book is there. Sit down in the book. And now, one time we did a chapter, we went to the essence. Again, you're going to the essence from another angle. What more we can do? Now you have to sit down. Just like today, there's a tendency in schools, children don't study. What are the coaching? Because people lost ability to sit down and study on their own. But we have to do it. You have to take the Bhagavad-Gita, sit down, and read it, try to read a textbook, word by word. And if anything you don't understand, see, always I have a notes copy with me. Write down what you didn't understand. Write down. Not everything you know. And when I get an opportunity to talk to my seniors, I say, I have some question. That's the first thing in our movement we do. Oh, wonderful. Please tell. And I say, and then he gives the realization. This, oh, I come to understand. So that's the hierarchy is always there. So you sit down and read first yourself. And as you're reading, you will get so many questions. Why this happened? Why this? And fundamentally, the essence is known. You are happy with the whole Bhagavad Gita, but some details, why it could have been in this way, like some people keep questioning, is that some way Krishna could have still avoided the war? Good. You look at the thing first and write down this question. When you get an opportunity, clarify. That you have to do. Word shloka. How can it is be done? Just like in a college, the teacher doesn't go to, see, there are various aspects which are quite similar. A teacher in the classroom doesn't write the textbooks. So we are not written textbook written by Acharya Prabhupada. Books are written by experts, not by teachers. Generally, there may be Prabhupada when he was teaching. He was also the author and also the teacher. But that's rarely happens. Most of the time, that maybe 1 in 100 this happens, isn't it? The author of the books is somebody else, textbooks. And the teacher in the class only teaches some main points. That is called notes we make. And you have to go back to if you're really serious, the textbook that has the whole world, and the expert writes his whole heart out, explaining the whole subject, and where he even carries the whole flavor for the course. How the he has the taste. He's an expert in the course. So the teacher and the textbook author have the ruchi in the subject, which is the main thing to catch from them. The taste for the subject, not just hearing Gita, developing a taste. So after hearing Bhagavad Gita, if I'm not doing properly, if I do properly, you should develop desire to personally sit down now and develop that much faith and interest to read every verse yourself. You have to do that thing, you have to do yourself. A teacher never does in a college, old textbook line by line. Nobody could do, neither is practical. You always teach you the essence. So that's what we do in the classes. We teach the essence. You have to read the verses word by word and always read cover to cover, not in cover to cover. Start with one and with everything, even the index you should see and read everything word over word. Meaning you learn Sanskrit. Many people have that. I do have to learn Sanskrit. No, what you need is there in the book itself. It's complete. Bhagavad Gita is complete in itself. So complete that you don't have to learn Sanskrit also to understand it, because the way Acharya has given word over word meaning, translation, everything is completed. You read it, is there. And you learn Sanskrit when you're seeing the meaning of words, you're learning there. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Mataji, okay, the voice has gone. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So I think here is a question related to a bit of history, I guess. What is the role of Sri Krishna in Hinduism?
Now, that has just more of a term, Hinduism. Say, Sanatana Dharma, if you talk, that is better, because this whole Bhagavad Gita, you'll not find that term, Hindu. That this book is for whole world. We give Bhagavad Gita to everybody. We don't even care. And today I have a devotee, and yesterday he's actually a Muslim by birth. And yesterday, hours I was joking with him, laughing, trying to understand when did he make a change and what is the thing he loved, which finally he accepted. My grandmother first was the person. They were in a place called Turkmenistan, where it's very strict, even more stricter than Saudi. And he said, how did it happen? He said, no, my grandmother was the first one. And we came to know she has become vegetarian. That's the first thing, which is surprising. Country. And gradually we were, she used to call me sometime to the house. I was a small boy, 10, 12. She used to instruct me, you should be vegetarian. Why should I have to argue with my grandma? And so, so this ISKCON is teaching all around the world. And in ISKCON, the beauty is people remain part of the religion. We never, 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 never decry the religion. He said, I said, never, never in my life I said, thought or any bad thing about my religion. Never. It's just only thing, and I'm enjoying Bhagavad Gita. Correct? That's the way Prabhupada presented it. So it is meant for everybody. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Aham bija prajapitaha. I'm the father of all the living entities. Krishna declares, so he's the father of everybody, not only Hindus, so-called Hindu. Father of everybody. Aham bija prajapita. Of all the species also. Forget about only people in a tract of land called this. Hana? So Krishna is therefore claiming that in the Bhagavad Gita and is asking people to take his shelter. So that is his role. This Krishna doesn't say yada idai Hindu dharma sa glani bhavati. It has nothing to do with this term. And what has become of Hinduism today? Practice anything or everything in the name of way of life. Dharmam to shakshat bhagavat pranitam. So my focus will be just one simple. Ask anybody, do you obey Gita or you don't obey Gita? That's all. Gita is today taken like an armchair philosophy. Yeah, it's nice. No, sir. Are you obeying Gita? Are you not obeying Gita? Is yes or no. And within that yes or no, there may be shades of gray. But point is, are you obeying? Even the idea, am I obeying Gita? And that's true in any other religion. Am I obeying Quran or not? That's how I define. Am I obeying Bible or not? That's how they define. I'm part of the religion or not. If I'm not obeying Bible, I'm called a heathen. If I'm not obeying Quran, I'm called a kafir. It's also there in Vedas. You're not obeying Gita, you're called Nastika. Astika, Nastika. Nastik means he doesn't accept what the Gita says. So we have to therefore come in line, because Bhagavad Gita is a summary of the whole Vedas. The summary is the essence. Therefore, the Gita Mahatmya, it is said, it is the Shruti which is lying inside Smriti. Now, in the technical terms, generally people give more value to Shruti, because Shrutis are the Vedas. And but Gita is actually Shruti, because coming from the Lord Himself. Why Vedas are given such respect? They're emanating from the Lord. Yes, Bhagavad Gita is also emanating from the mouth of the Lord. It is Gita Upanishad. It's a Shruti lying inside Smriti, which is Mahabharata. And technically, if you ask in that way. And so it is the highest respect has to be given to Gita, directly coming from the Lord in a set of the books. And in Kali Yuga, particularly interesting thing is Puranas are more important than Vedas. And another thing is that the Vedas generally give a way how to, it's like a manual. Just like when I buy anything, I get some manual. For anything you buy, you get a manual. If I can look around me, I can find so many manuals with me. Correct? Any electronic product, you get a manual. You buy a mobile, you get a manual. How to use a mobile. With the dawn of creation, a manual comes how to use this creation. That is the Vedas. But in the Vedas, there is not so much focus how to get out of the world. There's more focus how to live in this world. That's how manual will do. But Bhagavad Gita therefore become higher than even the Vedas. That's the position of Gita. Okay, it's very special. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Triguniya Vishya Veda, Nistriguniya Bhavarjuna. Arjuna, rise above the Vedas. He says, Yamimam Pushpatam Vacha. Arjuna, don't be attracted by the flowery words of the Vedas, because Vedas say how to go from C class jail to A class jail. So if you do this yagna, this puja, this homas, you will go to heavenly situation. And that's not what Gita was talking. Gita is saying to go to the abode of the Lord.
I think a lot of explanations of yours over the past few days must have answered this question, but however, Naineshji wants you to answer it again. He says it's surprising to see Arjuna surrender to Krishna in chapter 1 itself without seeing the Vishwarupa.
Mm-hmm. Good question. Good question. Yes, Mamata Mataji. Without seeing Vishwarupa, how can you surrender? It's like,
Yes, Prabhuji, in this case, we have to understand that when we surrender, we have various levels of surrender in each chapter. So Krishna also, as per his duties and as per how he understands, he goes deeper and deeper. So whenever we know about Krishna a little bit, now they understood that they are actually a soul and they are not this body. So that's like you have got that little bit enlightenment from the guru. So you surrender, but you are not completely surrendered. So when he finds the Vishwarupa, when he every chapter you see that he's seeing different types of vibhutis or anubhutis that he gets, and as per that he keeps surrendering. When he gets Krishna teaches him first dhyana yoga and then the knowledge of the absolute, and then how he attains supreme, and then how he's like he gives the confidential knowledge. When he finds different levels of understanding, he surrenders at different levels. And when he finds the Vishwarupa, he completely surrenders that I know you're the the creator, and everything he understands. And he
beautiful. Such a nice answer. So Mataji, be there to help me. So it's very good. Faith builds on faith. You see, even in our life, it is like that. Many times happens you're traveling in the train, a passenger stranger is sitting in the train, you're not talking to him, he's also not looking at you. Then you say hello, he also hello. And then faith, maybe the gentleman, you put a faith, otherwise you talk. And after a few minutes, he becomes your lifelong friend. So faith builds on faith in this world also. So you have to invest faith, but it's not blind faith. There's a very big difference between investing blind faith and practical faith. This faith that I let me hear to Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is based on the acharyas. All great experts like Madhvacharya, Ramanuja, it's not blind. Guru Sadhu Shastra are supporting it. So therefore, we are investing faith in Bhagavad Gita. It's practical. You go to a barber, you say, yes, you're investing faith. He has a knife in his hand, he can cut you. You're investing faith. So investing faith everywhere in life. So we are taking admission. Arjuna is actually say when you go to college, you hear a lot about this college and it's a good college. You don't know what goes inside the college. You just don't know. You just know the placement is very good. This is good. This is good. You don't know how the classes happen. You just don't know. You just sit there in the class and you attend. And the teacher comes, oh, it's reasonable, it's nice. And your faith grows. And that's very nice level. And Bhagavad-Gita, actually, what happens within half an hour is mind-boggling. Arjuna keeps, see, Arjuna is like Hanuman, nowhere less. He's a Nitya Siddha. But he's playing the role of a man who gradually is surrendering, and Krishna is revealing more and more. Every chapter, some chapters, he doesn't even wait Arjuna to ask question. I want to tell you something more. He's revealing more and more. And why, Arjuna? Because you're so devoted to me, because you're not never envious of me. I got to tell you more. I want to tell you more. And revelation deepens more and more, and finally complete surrender. Saradharman pariteja mamekam sharanam raja. When Arjuna comes to that level, then Krishna gives you that instruction. He could have given that instruction in the first chapter, first line. Arjuna, just obey me, I tell you. He could have said that. He doesn't do that. He elevates to the level of complete surrender, and that's the instruction of complete. Sarvadharman, forget everything now. But remember one thing, take only my mom, ekam. Ekam means me, only my shelter. Now, this kind of thing you could have said right in the beginning, no? Krishna, I don't want to fight. What? Sarvadharman, parityaja mam ekam. Forget everything. Just take my shelter. No, he was not ready. He's always ready. But for an example, for us, not ready for that kind of surrender. Develops, and finally sees Arjuna, just obey me. Just like you are a mother, and your child says, Mama, I want to watch movie. So, and if you say no, it's going to be very tough. Then he'll be, relationship is broken, he'll not look at your face. And then, he but comes to you, Mama, what should I do? I want to watch. And then you give one level instruction, he's listening. Okay. Finally, you are just obeying. Yes, I'll do that. So you gave the instruction when a person has the capacity to follow. There, when Prabhupada landed in America, he could have said so many things, but he was silent. In fact, Prabhupada's guru was very keen this becomes a worldwide movement. And this happened, that is order of Lord Chaitanya, that it has to go to every town and village. And right in the Guru Parampara, people sacrificed everything to bring situation to the reality. It's like Paramparas, Guru after Guru setting the stage for that. Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Gaur Krishna Babadi Maharaj, Bhaktisandha Prabhupada, particularly Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhaktisandha Prabhupada had to fight against India's system of allowing people who are not born in Brahmin family to teach the Vedas. This is struck even so, it is there even today. Bhaktisandha Prabhupada gave Brahmin, it happened in Bangalore. One boy used to come here. 10 years he has been coming. Very pious boy. And as in ISKCON, we gave him initiation and even a thread, Brahmin Diksha. Whole community around his house became angry at us. How? He's not from Brahmin birth. How you gave Brahmin? He said, he used to hide and wear. He said, Prabhu, I cannot wear. If I show, they will be tumbled. To this day. And can you imagine, when Bhaktisandha Prabhupada just broke across this birth criteria, and anybody who was sincere to learn Gita gave him Diksha and second thread ceremony. You know what happened when he went to Parikrama in Vrindavan? Can you believe? They closed the doors. The temples closed the doors, and inside they were throwing stone at the Parikrama party. Stones. This is, they had to face revolt. So it's, even Prabhupada preaching this, actually stage was set. So many things. The Goswamis talked about Yukta Vairagya, where anything can be used for the service to the Lord. Now say I'm using mic system, I'm using camera. Some people have even hesitation on that. Some people find problem with ISKCON. They see us surrounded by facility. For what? If they look where we sleep, we are on the floor. We don't have any assets. But for the Lord, we don't hesitate to use anything. That's called Yukta. People find it very difficult to accept that. But it is sadhus full of facilities around them. But how do I serve the Lord? How do I preach if I don't have the camera or I don't have audio system? So this all stage was set for Prabhupada and made it very easy. And when Prabhupada went to, so Bhaktisandha Prabhupada sent some disciples. I'm just taking it too long. And when he went to America, they were England. They went that time. England was number one. He sent to England, and after war, America became number one. So they landed in England, and they were paid by all expenses borne by the Matha in India, which was of 64 branches, Gaudiya Matha. They landed in England, and Lord Jetland was one of the first person to meet them, who was a governor in India from British, very big person. And he was quite attracted to Vedic culture in India. And they met him. So we should have been a success story for the movement. It failed. Why? He said to them, I want to become a Brahmana. Teach me what should I do. You want to become Brahmana? No intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating, no relation outside marriage. They told him straight on the face. What did he say? Impossible. And he walked away. They made the mistake. And when Prabhupada landed in America, he knew the mistake his own godbrothers had made. They were safe. Godbrother means his guru's shishya. And he was very careful for 6 months. 6 months, he did not tell these rules only. They used to come to his place. He used to do kirtan. They used to attend kirtan. He used to take prasadam and go. He used to see them coming in pairs. He was silent, did not speak one word. In India, if a boy and a girl, unmarried, come to you, you will really get irritated sometimes. You may even, as teacher, I've done it, and it has sometimes backfired also. This is not the way to live. They said, people can't take that instruction in India today also. It's quite common today. Prabhupada. So later, after 6 months, one day one boy came to him and they were enjoying his kirtans. He was alone cooking for them. He was not only cooking, he was washing the plates. You know, it's a lot of effort for an old man to cook for 40, 50 people who come for the program. Before the program, he has to cook many dishes for them, including gulab jamun and all, which are tough. Make all of dishes, then clean the kitchen. You know, any ladies know that, a lot of effort involved in. Then serve the food. They just leave the plates as it is. Wash the place, throw the plates in, if there is a temporary plates and dustbin. All the work alone he was doing. And one day one boy came to ask Prabhupada, can I help you? He said, I was praying to Krishna, send me somebody to help me. But he was silent, can't speak. You know, you cannot tell people, okay, you come for the program, can you help me in washing? No, we're just waiting because he doesn't want them to go away. He wants to build the whole international movement that they have. So Prabhupada was silent. And when they got ready, 6 months later, one boy came to Prabhupada. Are there any rules of this club? Prabhupada now understood. Now is the time. Then next day morning, Prabhupada wrote the board, the rules of this, movement. No intoxication, no gambling. Then, after waiting. So similarly, Prabhupada gave them the strength, then they gave them the instruction. So similarly, Krishna built the strength in Arjuna and then said, yes, now you surrender to me utterly. So this is a very new way. Thank you, Mataji, to look at it. How, Krishna kept building his surrender higher and higher. And finally, we can conclude, Saradharman is the final surrender, total surrender. Just take my shelter. So thank you very much. It's a very nice way to look at Bhagavad-Gita. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
I think it was nicely when faith begets faith and trust begets trust. And you are truly a representative of total surrender and true devotion. Thank you, Prabhuji. There is this question, I think it's a pertinent one because most of the people in our religion, do this. So the question is, why is the Gita chanted after the death of a person?
It should be chanted whole life, but actually, just like suppose you have a big exam. Today we do not allow people to help; they cannot enter. So everybody has to pass his own exam in that sense. But some help is allowed. So when suppose if somebody is, particularly even before he dies, we chant the Bhagavad-Gita. And I remember one of a very sweet devotees, very sweet. We heard that kirtan of him on that day when I had this, drone of that. I put one devotee chanting, if you see, where he touches his sings from the heart. And is very sweet devotee. And his mother was very, very sick. So he called, all of us had gone. We did 3-hour Harinam on his request. Very big Harinam. And everybody was very ecstatic. And then the doctors were there. They met his mother, my congregation. So this why she could understand why they're doing. She could understand. They all has now lost hope that I'm going to live. So it is done even before, not only we do after. We read Bhagavad-Gita as a tradition, not only even after he dies, even before. And even after he dies, it's good for actually, somebody was telling, more for the people. They say, no, they're holding that thing, Ram Nama Satya. But he has gone for you. For you now. Get prepared. See, this is going to happen to you. But anyway, the Garuda Purana says that it takes some time for the soul to go back. And the soul is so attached. See, we are so attached to the body, we don't want to die. Nobody wants to die. In fact, that mother asked the doctor this question, can I live more? And we had all come back home. There is so much desire to live, even though the body was in such struggling condition. Nobody wants to die, actually. Correct? Doctor, can you extend my life? Everybody wants to ask.
Prabhuji, the next question is, I'll read this whole out because I couldn't. It says, in the introduction page of 45 of the Bhagavad-Gita, the whole purpose of the Bhagavad-Gita is to revive Sanatana Dharma. Does it indicate Sanatana Dharma actually means only Krishna consciousness through different yogas to achieve Sanatana Bodha?
See, Bhagavad Gita is the Vedesh Sarvaiva Ahameva Vedya. Through all the Vedas, Krishna says we have to know me through all the Vedas. See, in Sanatana Dharma, everybody are not ready to directly surrender to Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord means there is not many gods. That concept, you take it out of your head. That is not there in the Shastra. God is one. That is Vishnu or Krishna. The Devi Devatas are not God. They're administrators. Don't feel hurt, but that's a fact. Half knowledge is the dangerous thing. And today, what has happened that there are different, that's what Narada objected. When Narada came to meet Vedavyasa in the Bhagavatam, in the first canto, the last work of Vedavyasa, he saw what his disciple has done. He wrote so many, he said, why did you do this? Why did you directly glorify the Lord? Why you have to talk about Devi Devata? Somewhere Ganesha is glorified, somewhere Durga is glorified, somewhere Shiva is. Why did you do all this? Is enough people may not be directly able to surrender to the Lord. So I'm giving them a kind of a step in between. Just like it's a different level. So actually, okay, bow down to the Devatas. Okay. So they can gradually surrender. Narada said, no, that is not going to happen. And that's what is today reality in our religion today. Devi worship, that is supreme. Ganesha worship, that is supreme. That is the greatest. Like somebody from nursery refuses to go to KG. KG person refuses to go to first class. First class person refuses to go to second class. Now, that is a very funny situation that we have landed up. Actually, there is nothing wrong in Devi Devata Puja, but it should leave the next step because it helps us. The very reason Devi Devata Puja is there, it helps us to at least know to bow down. It's not easy to bow down to another personality. You learn to bow down. And when you're bowing down, one day, you have to bow down to the Lord. Okay, I know to bow down. It's not a big deal. But that was the objective. But Narada Muni, as his higher vision, says, you did a mistake. Jugupsatum. My dear disciple, abominable, what have you done? You have created a mess now. And that's the mess we are in, correct? But anyway, nothing can happen without the will of the Lord. So it has happened because actually people are not ready. Say, if you come to a temple and we say no intoxication, no gambling, no meat. Now, Devi worshippers, they can eat meat. They can offer bali to Devi and eat. So many Devi temples, there is actually done that. You know that. But here, I was talking to somebody and I was saying, so no meat eating. Because Krishna says Patram Pushpam. Krishna does not eat. Krishna doesn't eat, but so many Devi Devatas eat. He told me. So that is there for them. They're not ready for surrender to the Lord. Okay, at one level, lesser surrender, which is available through the Devatas. But now, having seen different differences where people are worshipping different Devatas and worship of the Lord, it's generally for people who want to bring some unity in our Hindu community. If I allow to use the word Hindu, because we generally don't like to use the word. It has no meaning in remaining. What people try to create a unity, they say, all of you are correct. See, that doesn't make sense. The truth, there is no need to avoid the truth, because then you're making a khichdi then. And then it's becoming a joke. So let us see the truth. Let us open the Shastra. The name of Shiva, name of Ganesha, name of Durga, name of everybody comes in the Shastra. Open and see what does they say. They are very clear about it. We are all servants of the Lord. I saw a Brahma praying, Shiva praying. All of them pray to the Lord happily. They have no problem.
Prabhuji, here's another question. I don't know if this is Jnana or Jnana. I don't know the terms. Jnana, Yoga, Dharana, and Seva.
Jnana, yoga, dharana, please clarify terms. So jnana. Jnana is knowledge.
Jnana or jnana? Jnana both are.
Jnana, referring to the knowledge. And then yoga. Jnana means any knowledge. It's called jnana. And particularly, we call jnana something which leads you to the Lord. That's real jnana. Vidya, avidya. Yoga means how it connects to the Lord. Dharana is a part of Ashtanga Yoga where you are absorbed. Dharana, dhyana, samadhi. And then seva, what the devotees do, what is trying to develop. I am trying to see. Seva is more for bhakti yogis. Jnana is more just to focus on jnana becomes on jnana yogis. And this yoga is for Ashtanga yogis. I think he's trying to develop some of these from these words. But actually, the Krishna is Atasya Krishna Namadi na bhavet graham indriyai seva sevon mukhe jivado swayamem spurati adaha. When you develop service spirit to that degree, the Lord will reveal Himself. To the degree we develop service spirit, Lord will reveal Himself. So the seva bhava actually will make you see the Lord.
Which is greater, mercy or dharma?
Which is greater?
Mercy or dharma? Pardon or duty? Which is greater?
Definitely, mercy is the greatest thing. It's actually the great acharyas have Vedavyasa is writing all these books only out of mercy. That's the highest thing.
What is the? I think we did this.
Material, not mercy in the sense if he's thinking of Arjuna's compassion for his relatives. If he's thinking like them as a mercy, that is material mercy. We are after on a spiritual platform. Shashishma, righteousness or mercy? Now is qualifying the question. So the mercy means what kind of mercy? Actually, Arjuna killing them people on the order of God is real mercy because then they go back to Vaikuntha. So should he be sentimental or proceed with real mercy? Greatest righteousness. And it's not that, see, Arjuna is bent on killing Duryodhana. Duryodhana takes shelter. He's the first person to forgive him. The Parikshit Maharaj, when he was ruling around his kingdom and going around, the Kali Purusha he saw trying to kill a cow. Cow and a bull. So immediately he stopped that. So what, my God, wait a minute. He saw the bull is totally injured, 3 legs are broken, a cow also even hit very badly. And he furious because Kshatriya is trained in such a way he cannot see an innocent being injured. He cannot take that. His blood, that's a real Kshatriya. Blood boils. Shata means injury. Trayate, he protects people from injury. The children, the women, the old people, they are helpless. And the animals, anybody can kill them. He has to protect. So when he sees this, his blood boils. The real Kshatriya become fire with anger. And he takes his sword out to kill him, and he falls at his feet. He spares his life to the sword. He said, we come from a great Kuru dynasty. Definitely will not kill a man who had taken shelter. Okay, I give you shelter. Get out of my kingdom. You are so irreligious. You cannot spare. I will not kill you because you are taken. So it's not that Arjuna would have bent on killing the Kauravas. They would have taken shelter. They would have spared them, but they didn't. They were still not feeling guilty what all they did, giving poison to them, burning their house alive, and doing so many things. The punishment had to come. But had they taken shelter, yes, we are ready to reform ourselves and we give us shelter, he would not have even touched them. Like his grandson, Parishma did not kill Kalipurusha. And if he asked the Kalipurusha, give me place. He said, okay, go to a place where these 4 things are happening. Intoxication, gambling, illicit sex, and meat. Go. Dutam, Panam, Striyam, Shuna. Therefore, we say these 4 are not to be done. Because if somebody is doing these 4 things and practicing spiritual life, in his house, in his heart, Kalipurusha is dancing. When Kalipurusha is dancing, all quarrel, so many irreligious things will happen. So, better to avoid.
Okay. So I think we are more or less done with all the questions. There's this one question which says, What is austerity in the Bhagavad-Gita? I think it's mentioned in most of the chapters. I don't know, Prabhuji, if you want to answer this again. What does austerity mean in the Bhagavad-Gita?
Tapa, tapasya, austerity, tapa. The four divine qualities which are very good for our development. One of them is tapa. Suppose you have exam today and you have to sit for 10 hours. I can't sit. Without tapa, you can't do anything material also. How you do something spiritual? Get up in the morning, chant the name of the Lord, require tapasya. You have to do some tapasya to advance in material life also. So definitely in spiritual life, tapasya is needed. And quiz, don't worry, I will be designing, not now, later. I was just thinking, yesterday Mataji called me many times and I was not at all ready. I was so busy with other things. I knew it would start at late only. Previous day busy with Gita Jayanti and then my schedule is like that. So I didn't want to disturb them in my late night working. So I didn't disturb them. I said, let them sleep peacefully. Somewhere I'll start. Okay. So
Okay.
tapa means tapasya. We are ready for tapasya, and basic tapasya is actually that we should be begin with attentively hearing the holy name. It looks very simple. I remember once I had gone to a function. Somebody invited me, and somebody came to me. Just by chanting name of God, you can go to Vaikuntha. So I don't believe it. The process looks too simple. I said, okay, 10 minutes, just chant and try to hear every word. Then talk to me. And he came like, oh my God, it's so difficult. That is the tapasya now. Just try to hear the holy name attentively. The rest will just follow. You'll get power to do rest of the. That's what Prabhupada did. They were just doing kirtana and giving them simple basic philosophy. And they were hearing and prasada. Only these things are happening. And after some time, they were having capacity to do more tapasya.
Yeah. So thank you for that. Here is a philosophical dilemma that we often go through all the time. This is a question from Shashi Maji, who says, these days people do a lot of mistakes and want mercy over and over and again. Should we really excuse such people?
No, for ourselves first, instead of other people, ourselves, we should be ready. Okay, Sri Tare is saying my question. Okay, I'll look at your question. I'll take that question later. 721, he has asked a question. Okay, what is the so should we give mercy again and again? People want forgive them. So first for ourselves, let us come to that platform like Parikshit Maharaj. Please punish me so severely that see, we should always be very strict with ourselves and very lenient with others. That should be the principle of life. We are reverse. For ourselves, everything is fine. Other person should follow everything strictly. Nobody wants to follow. First, you should be a good example. Like Prabhupada used to say, don't waste a minute. And he's sleeping only 2 hours and 22 hours is serving Krishna. That's how it. You see, many times, now I'll take Bhagavatam class. You can see me. Whenever I'm short of sleep, it's visible.
Yeah.
I cannot see in Prabhupada. Prabhupada is sleeping only 2 hours, and sometimes not even that. The flight travels, there is a time lag. And Prabhupada had one rule. 6 o'clock, he does what he does at 6 o'clock. Doesn't care if he has the time. One day people take rest. Suppose you start in the morning, you're again back in America in the morning. And then what about your sleep? So Prabhupada thrown away the sleep. And same freshness you see in Prabhupada's face, and the classes are full of so much spiritual happiness, so much devotion, surrender to the Lord. So totally the body was totally controlled by another energy. Just sleeping out, how many days you can survive? Just try it. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, you crash. I know people who are in management, some of my colleagues, sometimes, management means big managerial positions. You are in this situation in the corporate. They sometimes work 2-3 days, the shorts just nap, half an hour nap, but they just crash after that. Prabhupada never crash, peaceful. Same to us, so normal, so peaceful.
Yeah.
So first thing, he was putting himself on a very high principles, and then very lenient to the other. He's not asking them to sleep only 2 hours. No, sleep 6-7 hours. Sleep in the afternoon. You want some, take rest. So he was always like that. That people like to follow you. So we should put for ourselves very high standards, and then people will be able to follow us.
Yeah. So I think this should be one of the few last questions now. Everyone in the group, we're not going to take any more questions. I'll probably take just 2 questions. We just have 5 minutes to end this session. Prabhuji, this question is, why is Krishna addressed as Achyuta? Please explain why he is addressed as Achyuta.
Thank you.
Fallible.
I should have spent time on that. That was in my mind. I forgot to mark that word. Achyuta means does not fall down in any condition. Chuta means fall down. So Krishna in any condition, in the metal world, whatever, even in driving chariot driver Arjuna, still remains a supreme Lord. Arjuna knows that. Senayo ubhayo madhe ratam stape me Achyuta. Oh, Lord, you are Achyuta. So many reasons. Achyuta, you gave me a promise you're going to drive the chariot. Not drive the chariot. We don't give, you don't come back from, you don't fall down from your standard. You gave a word, no? Now you have to do it. Achyuta, even though you're going to do that, Lord, I know my Lord, you're still the supreme Lord. You're not going to become a driver just because. How many of us dream becoming driver somebody? Nobody. Krishna happily does that service. So even though he drives chariot of Arjuna, he remains the supreme Lord.
Yeah. Here is this question which is coming up the second time. I'm sorry I missed it for you, Mr. Shirish. Lord Krishna is the Lord of the universe. And how do we reach this message of humanity and faith across all the people so that the fight and killings on religious grounds stops?
Yeah, see, it's challenging, and Prabhupada did it. And Prabhupada said so many things about it. He says we should have first the people qualified to tell about this. Just like Prabhupada said, they created United Nations. But you see, the reality is Prabhupada used to laugh, the flags are only increasing. It didn't stop the fight. It could not fulfill its purpose. Prabhupada said, even though they created a United Nation, they did not have somebody qualified to speak. Therefore, the thing collapsed. And then Prabhupada says, we created this small movement, ISKCON movement, and we humbly, on the order of my guru, I just spoke, but it united bring people. So we need to have people qualified to speak, who are actually, now I have so many religious movements in India. India, they say so many bad things about them. Oh, Muslims are like that. They speak bad about other religions. And when they actually land up in their countries, sisters and brothers. But why you do contradictory? Why your speech is different in India and when you're speaking to them different? No. You see, in ISKCON, we respect every religion, which is part of our life throughout. Therefore, many religious countries, which are actually predominantly other religion, give us shelter because they know these people we don't have any problem because they don't criticize other religion. We never do. When in America they came to Prabhupada, they said, "What do you speak for Jesus?" Prabhupada said, "He is my guru." Shocked. What is this? The highest respect in our culture we give to Guru Prabhupada. He's my guru. I said, why? He gave his life to spread the name of God. He's my teacher. I would have greatest respect for him. People are shocked. So what do you speak of Muhammad? He said, my God. He put his life to risk to spread the name of God. And so many people bow down because of his work. In fact, Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada Guru said they're Shakti Vesha, they're empowered by the Lord to do what they did. You have to give them greatest respect. So people in other religion hear that they are actually open out. Now just think about this. Just think about this. Suppose you are in, say, Australia, okay, and a priest comes to your classroom, college. First thing, you become a little fearful because you think he may disturb your faith or speak something which will hurt your faith or maybe confuse you, because mostly in India, we hardly know what is what. We just follow blindly. But he comes and he sees you, he talks to everybody. And he says, oh, you belong to Vedic culture? I have greatest respect for Krishna. Your heart will open out that moment, you're ready to hear him now because he's not touching your faith. He's not touching your sentiment. He's actually respecting you and respecting your faith. So that is what is actually should be done. If you do in that way, you learn from Prabhupada how to teach. He talked to even priest on the face. He said, the commandments are like this. Why you don't follow that? They will not have any problem. They're happily talking to Prabhupada. With great respect, he used to talk people from any religion. In fact, Prabhupada in Bombay Pandal, and he saw a person, he was from very senior person in Makkah, but we cannot make out, but he was in Bombay, a visitor, 25,000 people attending. He was there in the audience. Prabhupada called him and made him sit on the stage. Give respect, due respect should be given. And people feel so happy that, we don't have disrespect. You know, a dog barks. Sometimes they say a person, other religion, they may do whatever. But when a dog barks, why you want to bark? Then what's the difference you and the dog? We respectfully receive whatever it may be, and we know when somebody is praying to God in different forms, is praying to same Supreme Lord is praying. We should be happy.
Thank you. And I think Srila Prabhupada was definitely an embodiment of all that you just said, of true quality of diversity, eternal Sanatana Dharma, and as well as respect, mutual respect for everyone. I hope, by attending these classes and as well as reading all the books, we also benefit and become better human beings before we expect others to become better. So this is the last question for the day. The question is, why should we have the objective of going to Vaikunta when Gita says do your duty without thinking of the result?
What is duty now? Duty, what duty? People say Bhagavad-Gita, the first word is, what is the first word? Dharma. And the last word is mama. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhana, Tatra Shiva Vijayo Bhuti Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama, that mama and the dharma. So my duty, understood, do your duties, so-called material duties, and that's it. Don't think about the result. And where is God in that? There is no God in this picture. So that is okay. That kind of thing is, you're a good person, definitely, but we have to go a lot. Bhagavad Gita, there are so many instructions now above this. Okay. Thank you. So you have to read Bhagavad Gita now. What is duty?
Before you end the session, Prabhuji, we had 140 people, 140 plus who were there at the beginning of the call, and we have 117. This today's session was absolutely awesome. Everyone enjoyed it, and everyone is sending that message across. So thank you so much. It was you made our Sunday super. Thank you so much, and everyone have a wonderful day today, and we hope to see you next week. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vancha. Everybody should learn this. Vancha kalpatu rupasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavyo namo namah. Anant Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai. Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much for joining us. We meet today. We have this session also in the evening 7 and night 9 o'clock. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you, Mamta Mataji. I'm sorry for not picking your call yesterday. I was consciously didn't want to disturb your sleep. So
We were awake, probably. We were thinking that it might be too late for you. We didn't call actually because you might be tired with the last 2 days programs.
you all loved it, the land, the drone.
We were there all three times. We saw the 3-hour chanting and Mataji chanted simply superb. It was amazing. We were like, I don't think
we should do it more often, Gita chanting, because we are all Gita course people, and we can divide chapter wise. It was too much. That is Ugra, that became Ugra Karma. 3 times on Nirjala, she was doing Nirjala, and people were shouting at me in the night, why didn't you tell others to help her? What is this? Nirjala, somebody chants for 9 hours. So too austere for somebody. We can divide actually chapter wise, and 18 people we can give a chance. That way really good. Correct? So many devotees get a chance, and we can like this hold at least once in a month. We can do that. On Ekadashis, maybe we can make one of the thing, people chant Gita together, and 18 people we give them chance, 18 chapters. So that will be more people get an opportunity also, and see the people who chant, no mumbling, fumbling. Otherwise, chant Hare Krishna, no mumbling, fumbling. So that doesn't look good, because we are Krishna's grace. We let us now focus on quality. Quantity we have reached by Krishna's grace. Now let us develop quality and improve ourselves.
But Mataji, really, she was really very, very nice, Prabhu. I think she's really blessed for the whole day. The way she was in the beginning, when I saw that her pace was so high, I thought her throat might croak, but she literally maintained it till the end. She's so blessed, really, for all these.
Who was this?
Shobha Mataji.
Okay. I haven't met her. Okay, sure.
And thank you so much for the darshan of the land, Prabhuji, from the drones. That was a very good concept and idea.
Yes, and especially on the Bhagavad Gita Jayanti day, it was.
And now you all pray. Okay, I don't know. You can pray to the Lord that actually, I can show that. It was fun. Pray to the Lord that now we go to the next step is Bhumi Puja. That all happens because Uttarayana we have to do. Correct? We're just waiting for the time. We generally don't do these big events. And Dakshinayana, traditionally, 14th, I can be able to be in a position to do. This is from Jhulan on Janmashtami. And this boy is my favorite singer. He sings for 4 hours, Prabhupada style, same tune. And we become mad in happiness. He sings very sweetly. He has a very good voice and amazing. He sings from the heart. Everybody's heart breaks hearing him. I always love to hear him. Okay. Hare Krishna. We will sometimes get him to do a big kirtan. Now, that is what we are missing. Kirtan, mostly the kirtan festivals have become music festivals. I don't like that. Kirtan is different, music is different. I'll sometimes get him and we can have that also together. One more thing, we can have online big Harinam for 3-4 hours. Just like we had this, people enjoy and people like him actually have taste for the Nama. They sing for hours and it's pleasing, we can, I think, organize. Hare Krishna. Giza recitation, I have to locate. It was on a laptop done. If the recording is located, I'll do that. We will have now Kirtan festival also we can do. Yes, Hare Krishna.
So Prabhuji, is this the next class that's starting for you?
Not now. Oh, Bhagavatam class now, yes.
Okay then.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Ancha kalpatarubhascha kripasindevacha patitanam pavane vashma. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare